My daughter, it's better to cry in a Benz than to cry in a Keke. You have to marry Chief Anthony. A story written by Christy Midnight Tales. Before she became Chief Anthony's wife, she was simply Cynthia, a smart, beautiful young woman from a comfortable, average home. Her father had retired years ago, her mother ran a small business, and together, they lived a quiet, decent life. They weren't rich, but they never lacked. And then there was Kelvin. He wasn't wealthy, but he was kind, focused, and ambitious. He worked as a civil engineer, planning to open his own construction firm someday. With Kelvin, Cynthia was happy, genuinely happy. Their love was simple. They cooked together, went on long evening walks, and dreamed of building a life based on peace, not power. But her mother never liked Kelvin. She would always look at him with quiet disdain and say, "He's a good boy, but good doesn't feed ambition. You deserve more than an engineer with a second-hand car." Cynthia would laugh it off, thinking her mother was just teasing. But the older woman wasn't joking. She wanted more, not just for Cynthia, but for herself. She had always imagined a life of luxury, political parties, expensive rappers, so when Chief Anthony came into the picture, her eyes lit up. He was powerful, rich, and well-connected, one of those men people bowed to out of respect and fear. He already had 3 wives, but he wanted one more, a younger, educated woman to modernize his image. When he met Cynthia at a charity event, he became interested immediately. And before the month ended, he sent people to her family's house to express his intention. Cynthia was shocked. She told her mother, "Mama, I can't marry him. He's old enough to be my grandfather, and he's already married." But her mother only smiled. "My daughter, you think life is about love. Love doesn't get you anywhere. Look at me, I married for love, and what did it give me? Struggle." Cynthia tried to argue, but her mother wouldn't listen. Every day became a sermon about the benefits of being a chief's wife, the money, the respect, the influence, even being the 4th wife of a man like Chief Anthony. Her mother would say, "Is better than being the only wife of a struggling man. Marry him, and I promise, you will never lack anything again." The pressure grew unbearable. Her mother even started ignoring Kelvin, making snide comments whenever he visited. "You can't even bring ordinary wine. How do you want to take care of my daughter?" Soon, her mother began secretly meeting with Chief Anthony's aides, planning the introduction ceremony before Cynthia could even make up her mind. Kelvin noticed the distance. He begged Cynthia to fight for their love, to ignore the pressure. But each time he spoke, her mother would appear, interrupting their conversation, until one afternoon, Cynthia broke down in tears and said to Kelvin over the phone, "I'm sorry, I can't keep fighting everyone. Maybe Mama is right. Maybe this is the path I'm supposed to take." That was the last day Kelvin saw her. Her mother took her phone and blocked his number. She told everyone, "Cynthia has moved on." Cynthia's father was never in support of the wedding. He even refused the money Chief offered him. He insisted Chief was too old for his daughter. But Cynthia's mother's mind was already made up. Along the line, Cynthia started seeing reasons with her mother. They left their house to the new apartment Chief rented for them. Before the wedding, Cynthia asked her mother, "Mama, what happens after the wedding? I can't stand Chief on bed. He is too old for me. I'm only accepting to marry him because of his money." Her mother laughed and said, "Don't worry, my daughter. I will get a young sweet boy to service you always." But they didn't know what lied ahead. The wedding came faster than anyone expected. It wasn't the kind of grand wedding a chief's wife might dream of. No crowd, no music, no dancing. Just a private ceremony in one of Chief Anthony's estates, attended by powerful elderly men in white outfits, men who smelled of money, cigarettes, and politics. Her mother was the happiest person there. She couldn't stop smiling, whispering, "You see, my daughter, you're now a queen." And Cynthia smiled too genuinely. Standing beside Chief Anthony, surrounded by luxury, she convinced herself that maybe her mother was right. But then something strange happened. Before the vows were sealed, one of the elderly men stepped forward and said, "In our tradition, loyalty matters, and we expect you to be loyal to your husband. You will never leave the marriage, no matter the circumstance." A silver bowl was placed before her. She was told to repeat an oath of silence and loyalty to her husband, no matter what happened in the marriage. Her mother squeezed her hand and whispered, "It's just a formality." Do it, my daughter. So Cynthia repeated the words. She signed the papers. The men clapped softly, and just like that, the ceremony was over. There was no cake cutting, no dancing, no bouquet toss. Only envelopes of money, handshakes, and quiet congratulations, but her mother couldn't hide her excitement. She laughed loudly, hugged Cynthia, and said, "You see how easy life can be when you listen to me. From today, you're not just Cynthia, you're Chief Anthony's wife." That night, after the ceremony, Cynthia sat on the chair and thought for a while. "I hope I'm making the right decision. I hope I'm going to enjoy my marriage with Chief." But she never knew the danger that lied ahead. The other wives greeted her with a smile. "Welcome, oh, our young wife." They laughed and went in, but she didn't feel the warmth in their laughter. At first, everything looked perfect. Chief Anthony kept his promise, at least for the first few months. Cynthia was given everything money could buy. A driver, 2 maids, a cook, a personal shopper, and a monthly allowance that could make anyone feel like royalty. Her mother visited often. She would walk around the mansion with wide eyes and say, "My daughter, you see, didn't I tell you? Look how far you've come. God has truly blessed you." And Cynthia would smile politely, even though deep down, something didn't feel right. Chief Anthony was not the kind of man she had imagined. At the dining table, you didn't talk unless he asked a question. You didn't eat before him. You didn't laugh too loud. And when he entered the room, everyone stood, even his older wives. Cynthia learned quickly. She wanted peace, not trouble. The first time he shouted at her, it was over something small. She had attended a charity event without informing him. He found out from a newspaper photo the next morning. That evening, he called her into the study. He didn't raise his voice, but his tone was enough to make her hands shake. "You are my wife now," he said quietly. "You don't make public appearances without my permission. You represent my name, and my name is not for everyone to use." She apologized, thinking it would end there, but he walked slowly towards her and said, "Next time you disobey me, I won't use words." That night, she cried in her room, quietly, so the maids wouldn't hear. When her mother called the next morning, Cynthia tried to talk about it. She said softly, "Mama, I think Chief is a little controlling." But her mother brushed it off immediately. "My daughter, you're too sensitive. All men like that are firm. It's their way of showing love. You should be grateful he even tries to scold you. Please manage. Don't spoil things for me." Cynthia sighed, "But Mama, I'm not happy." Her mother interrupted. "Do you know how many women are praying to have what you have?" The call ended, and after that, she learned to smile in front of everyone, to play the role of the perfect wife. Her photos were all over magazines, smiling beside Chief Anthony at events. People online envied her. They called her the luckiest bride in Lagos. But behind those smiles, she was shrinking. Her life became a schedule: wake up, greet Chief, eat breakfast in silence, attend charity events when permitted. Then one night, Chief came home late, smelling of alcohol and cigarette. She was waiting for him in the living room. Gently, she said, "You're late." "I was worried." He stopped, stared at her, and said coldly, "Who gave you permission to question me?" Before she could reply, his hand landed on her face. It wasn't just a slap, it was a warning, a statement of ownership. She fell to the floor, and he walked away like nothing happened. The next morning, he sent his security to give her a car key, a Lamborghini, and a small note that said, "Don't ever raise your voice again. I still love you." Cynthia stared at the note for a long time. That was when she realized she wasn't his wife, she was his property. Cynthia was beginning to see she made a big mistake by marrying Chief Anthony. Does it mean I will get a new gift anytime he slaps me? She asked herself. But outside, people online still called her the queen of luxury. Every photo she posted was carefully taken, bright smile, flawless makeup, captions about love and gratitude. Nobody knew that after every smiling photo, she cried in the bathroom for hours and whispered to herself, "You chose this, Cynthia. You wanted to make Mama proud." She tried as much as possible to please Chief. She cooked his favorite meals, dressed the way he liked, and avoided speaking unless spoken to. But the more she tried to be perfect, the more reasons he found to hurt her. On one occasion, he accused her of disrespecting him because she laughed too loud while talking to one of his friends. Another time, he slapped her because her phone rang while they were at a political dinner. Each time, the pattern was the same. he would beat her, she would cry, and then the next morning, he would buy her something new. The first time he bought her a car after hitting her, she told herself it was love in disguise. But the second time, when he brought home a brand new Bentley, she understood it wasn't love, it was control. He was buying her silence. Still, she kept quiet, because every time she tried to speak out, her mother reminded her of what was at stake. "Cynthia, marriage is not easy," her mother would say over the phone. "Endure small. Do you know how many women would die to live in your position?" "Mama, he beats me. Is it until I die?" "You're not the first woman to be beaten, my dear. Just make sure nobody hears about it. Don't spoil his name or yours." Cynthia hung up that day and cried until her eyes burned, because she realized she was completely alone. Even her friends stopped visiting. Chief didn't like guests. He said they brought gossip and bad energy. Soon, her entire world became his mansion: the guards, the maids, the long silent hallways. Sometimes she would walk to the balcony at night and stare at the city lights. She would think about Kelvin, the man she left behind. He wasn't rich, but he was kind. He made her laugh. Then one night, after another beating that left her with bruises, she fled outside the compound shouting, "Chief has killed me. In my house I'm a queen, but in Chief Anthony's house I'm nothing." The news spread faster than wildfire. The internet was on fire. Different blogs reposted, but 2 days later, Cynthia posted a picture on her Instagram page and captioned it, "No marriage is perfect. It's better to cry in a Lamborghini than to cry in a Keke." Chief had begged her with the sum of 10 million naira and a trip to Maldives. She posted different pictures of herself having fun, but deep down she was fighting depression. Her mother would call her and say, "Cynthia, please endure whatever Chief is doing to you. At least he apologizes with new gifts. Please don't spoil things for me." It continued that same way. Even his other wives didn't get same treatment as her, because she married Chief for his money. Then the final night, when Chief broke the camel's back, that night, it was Cynthia's turn for Chief to lay with her, but she refused. "I'm tired, Chief. You're too old for me. I don't even enjoy myself on bed with you. I have to take hard substances in order to stand you. I can't keep up with this lifestyle, Chief." Chief didn't only beat her, he brought out his gun from his drawer and aimed towards her head. The shot rang in the compound that night, leaving everyone scared. The next morning, he ordered his security to take her remains back to her mother's house. He called Cynthia's mother and told her that she should relinquish the apartment he got for them before 24 hours, and also warned her not to think of taking the case to court, because she would not only lose the case, she would also lose her life. At the end, Cynthia's mother lost both her only daughter and the money that made her push Cynthia into marrying Chief. Not all that glitters are gold. She was pushed into marrying Chief because of greed, but at the end she lost her life.